Happy to be joined by assistant coach Mitch Love here in his second season with the team. It's been a lot of fun so far. 10 wins in 14, and the resiliency to this group that we've talked a lot about on this show, where you're going to lose occasionally, but you don't want it to fester, and so far, so good on that front.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Obviously, winning is fun, but for us as a staff and obviously the players in there, it's a process too. We know it's difficult to win in this league. We've found ways to win this year where maybe some of those games slipped away from us last year. And that's a huge credit to our guys. And, obviously there was lots of different adds in the offseason to our group. It's given us and the players a little of a different look, even off the ice, a lot of personality. But it's, so far so good, but there's lots of hockey to be had here, and this is a busy stretch we got coming up with some tough opponents, with some more road games, and it'll be a good test for our club.
What do you think has been the key to getting 7 new guys on the same page? We saw Nashville the other night. They also brought in a lot of big-name players. They haven't been able to gel as quickly.
Well, I think that's a credit to our veteran players that have been here for some time, the culture they've put in place here. So if you're a new player coming into that and you're seeing Carly, you're seeing Willie, and how they conduct their business and us as an organization, I think those guys have no reason not to follow suit there. I think that's a big factor. Right. And I think even last year, it was an interesting season. We dealt with a lot of stuff. I mentioned earlier, John, like the resiliency of our group. I think that plays into effect with the changes that were here. Sure. And the expectation for us to be competitive again. We changed a few things as a team, the way we played the game, this year versus last year. And so I think that's been a new slice on life for everybody. So everybody's kind of on the same page because it's
new for everybody.
It's new for everybody, exactly. Yeah, right. So I think that's been a factor in terms of our early season success.
We've watched Alex Ovechkin score goals in these parts for a lot of years, so no real big surprise to anyone that he's doing it again. But the fact that the Capitals are the team that have the first 2 double-digit guys, 2 guys to 10, which, considering the offense and where it was last year to this year, seems like a really good comparison to me to say that's how much things have changed around here. But it's, for Connor to be able to have the kind of season that he's having, it's been an unreal start for him.
Yeah, it's been unbelievable. It seems like every time, him and his line are on the ice, something's going to happen offensively, and they're feeling it right now. Obviously, you guys have seen this for many, many years. Every hockey fan has. It's quite impressive. Even those goals the other night, they're on a stick, off his stick, in the back of the net, just like that. It's just those things are going for us right now, and those guys are obviously huge drivers to our offense, along with others. And it's nice to watch. It's fun to watch on that bench because last year at times it was tough. We couldn't execute 2 or 3 passes in a row, and we had to find ways to win hockey games differently. And this year, our foundation piece, and I know Spencer's talked about it, is defensive play without the puck. But we've really evolved our team game offensively, and we know there'll be times when there are pockets in the season where it won't go well. And we'll probably have to really rely on our defensive game and our good goaltending. But right now we're finding ways to win by putting more pucks in the net than our opponents.
You're also getting a lot of offense from the D. We talked about that last year as being a problem for this group. And I think you got 7 goals from your blue liners right now. That's like 14th. I think you got 37 points at 6th. What's gone into getting those guys more active, and is it just personnel or has something changed?
I think it's obviously personnel. We had Chikrin, who's had a MO for offense in his career. Roy, I feel, is obviously more of a defensive first guy, penalty killer.
Sneaky offense, though.
But he does have some sneaky offense to his game. He's always in the rush. He's got a good shot from the point. So there is a personnel component. For me as a coach, working with that group each day, it was something in the off season that I felt like, in our conversations as a staff, where I felt we could grow as a group. Simply as breaking a puck out and then being a part of our offense. So there's a few factors in that. You got to be well conditioned to go up and down the rink, and then you got to have instincts. You got to think as a forward. You got to be maybe a middle drive option, delay option, whatever the case may be. But it's definitely an emphasis for our group this year. I've been happy with their progress in that. I mean, Rasmus Sandin, I see as kind of a guy that I really wanted to push in the offseason to really evolve his offensive game. I think there was more there. And Carly's Carly. He's going to get his points. But our group's done a good job. They're getting chances, and hopefully that can continue.
For the most part, the Carolina game is a bit of an outlier in the back half of 2-2, but shot suppression has been so important and been so well executed, where more often than not, if you're the opposition trying to get in on your guys, like, they're not getting to the interior. What goes into that?
I mean, video, reinforcing things.
A coach through and through.
Coaching.
Yeah. Just reinforcing the importance of both nets. And when we're on our end of the ice, making it difficult for opponents to get inside. But even offensively, our forwards have done an unbelievable job this year of getting in front of the goaltender, looking for secondary opportunities. It's hard to score in the National Hockey League, so you got to go to gritty areas and get pucks back and then finish your opportunities around the net. And our forwards have done a really good job there, and our D and our low forwards have done a good job at the other end in terms of preventing goals.
Before we let you go, Coach, I wanted to ask you about Coaches Day, which is coming up this week. I sat in last year and actually learned a lot from you and from some of the other coaches. How cool is it to be able to share your knowledge with some of the area's youth coaches?
Yeah, it's very important. We as a staff really enjoy the Coaches Day here. Last year was a lot of fun. It was my first time. Obviously, this year is my second, but we're excited for the Q&A session. I think it's really important. I mean, we see the growth of youth hockey here over the years with the Capitals being heavily involved. So to see coaches from the area asking intelligent questions about the game, how we teach the game, there's still a lot of relatable things, even at a youth level, that translates even to the National Hockey League level that I think is important for people to hear, and we're excited to get that going tomorrow.
Last one for you. The noise and everything going on behind us, the Hockey Fights Cancer, Kids Skate. This is an opportunity for players and coaches alike to get back, be around, a lot of difficult stories. I've got my own, and, others do. But what does it mean to these guys? What does it mean to you to be able to see this kind of give back on an off day here?
It's awesome. I mean, to see the kids smiling out there and spending time with their role models, their heroes, that's what it's all about. And again, this organization does a phenomenal job with the community. This is obviously right up there with the events that they put on. And our guys are more than accommodating to be a part of it. And, it's really special to our organization and our team.
So we had Maddie Walton on the show,
we did.
A special guest earlier. John, I understand you have a pretty funny story to tell about
I do. So whenever the games are on, I mean, she's not quite 2, and she watches the games on TV at home. And I am told, I'm obviously not there, but I am told that whenever the bench interview comes on and she sees you doing it, she has you and I a little confused and like, dada, dada, dada up on the screen. I promise you that I know that's not the case, but at the same time, she's a big fan of yours, so I just thought you should know that.
They say bald is beautiful, John.
Bald is beautiful.
So
listen, that's what we got going here. You better believe it.
So that's awesome. You know what? That's awesome. I get bald in the beard. I get it.
Yeah.
And, I'm a girl dad, so I also get that.
Yeah, no, it doesn't get any better than that. Well, Mitch, we'll leave it there. Thanks for joining us.
Sounds
Appreciate
good.
it.
Thanks a lot, guys.